All right, we're on to Module 1, Lesson 2 problem set. Things we'll need during this lesson is obviously your Learn book, whiteboard with the place value chart, and a whiteboard marker, and a pencil to record the work in your book. So let's get started. So like I said in the previous video, we don't do all of the problems in the book. I just find the ones that are most important, and we do our work and record our thinking down. So we're going to go ahead and do number 1, and we're not going to do all of these. We're going to be doing probably half of them. And then down below, you'll see the place value chart, and you should have your whiteboard next to you to kind of show your thinking, but then we'll write our answers down in our book. So let's go ahead and do 1E. We're going to do 1E off to the side. All right, so we're going to do 13 0 and 13 hundredths, and we're multiplying it by 100. So that means the number is going to be moving to the left to get bigger, and it's moving 2 times because we have 2 zeros and 100. So the 3 is going to go into the 1's place value on your whiteboard. The 1/10 will go to the 1/10s, and the 0 ones goes to the 0 hundreds. But we don't need that 0 in the hundreds because our answer is only 13. Let's write that down. All right, now we're going to do 1B. We're going to write 54,000 in our place value chart, and we're dividing it by 10. Remember, dividing makes our numbers shift to the right to get smaller, and we're shifting them only one time because there's only 1 0 in 10. So the 0 1s go in the tenths, the 0 10s go in the 1s, the 0 hundreds go in the 10s, the 4,000s go into the 400s, and the 5 10,000s goes in the thousands. So our commas in between the 4 and the 5, we have 5,400. We do not need the 0 in the tens place because there's no other numbers to the right of the decimal that have a value. So we're going to write 5,400. All right, wiping your whiteboard, we're on to G. So we have 3 and, that's the decimal point, 12 hundredths. We're multiplying it by 1,000, so our numbers are going to shift to the left 3 times because there's 3 zeros in 1,000. So the 3 ones should end up in the tens, hundreds, thousands. The 1/10 should end up in the hundreds. The 2 hundredths should end up in the tens. And there's no other numbers to move, but we need to fill in the ones. We can't leave it blank, so the number we're going to use is 0. And so the number, our answer, is 3,120. And the final one on this problem number 1, we're going to do H. So we have 4,000. There's no hundreds. There's 3 tens, and then there is 1 ones, decimal point, and 2 tenths. We're dividing. That means our number shifting to the right, and we're dividing it moving it 2 times because there is 2 zeros in 100. So that 2 tenths now goes into the thousandths. The ones go into the hundredths. The 3 tens will go into the 3 tenths. The 0 hundreds will go into the ones, and the 4 thousands will go into the 4 tens. So we have 40 and 312 thousandths. Let's write that down. 40 and 312 thousandths. So go ahead and erase your whiteboard and move down to number 2. where we're going to take the same number, 19,340, and we're going to multiply it by 10, 100, and by 1,000. And we're going to look for patterns when we do our products. Products are the answer to a multiplication problem. So put 19,340 on your place value chart. We are now, or on 2A, we are multiplying this by 10. That means our numbers are shifting one spot to the left because it's 1, 0, and 10. So our numbers are shifting, and that leaves an empty space in the ones, which we're going to fill in with a 0. So now we have 193,400. And notice that 0, that black 0 that I'm underlining right now, that's like adding that 0 from 10 to the original problem number of 19,340. So write your answer down, your product of 193,400. So 2B, we're taking the same number, 19,340, and we're multiplying it by 100. That means it's going to move 2 times to the left because there's 2 zeros and 100. And just like I said in the previous problem, we added a 0 to the answer for 2A because there was 1 0 in 10. Well, now we're multiplying it by 100, so there's 2 zeros that we're going to add to the end. So that means that these numbers, the 1, the 9, the 3, the 4, and the 0, are all moving 2 times to the left. But since we need to fill in the 10s and the 1s, those 2 zeros that I wrote in black represent the 2 zeros that are in 100. So we have 1,934,000 as our answer. And let's go ahead and just think about 2C. We're not going to use our place value chart. We're taking the same number and we're multiplying it by 1,000, which means all we're going to do is add 3 zeros to the end of 19,340. So if we write 19,000 without any commas, 340, and then we add our 3 zeros, since we're multiplying it by 1,000, now we can place our commas. We can place our commas if we count 1, 2, 3, comma in between those 2 zeros. 1, 2, 3, a comma between 9 and 3. So you have 19,340,000 as our answer. So like I said, we don't do all the problems, so we're going to skip over to 3, and we're going to do some division for the number 152. We're going to find the quotients. Remember, quotients are the answer to division problem. So let's go ahead and write 152, and we're dividing it by 10. So our number should be getting smaller. It should be moving to the right, and it should be moving only one time. So we're not going to be adding zeros to 152 because we're not multiplying. We are dividing. So that means our number will now shift over to the right one time. So the 2 1s go into the tenths, the 5 10s go into the ones, and the 100s go into the 110s. And our decimal point is in between the 5 and the 2. So our quotient is 15 and 2/10. Now, if we're dividing that same number by 100, 152, you should know that we should be moving the 2, the 5, and the 1 2 times to the right. So the 2 goes into the hundredths, the 5 goes into the tenths, and the 100s go into the ones with the decimal point in between 1 and 5. So we have 1 and 52 hundredths. Okay, hopefully you're seeing a pattern. Now, if we were to move the number just one more spot over to the right, if we move the 2 to the thousandths, the 5/10ths to the 500ths, and the 1/1s to the 1/10ths. This would be taking the top number and dividing it by 1,000 to get us the bottom number right here. So one thing that we need to include is not only the decimal point before the 1, but we need a 0 placeholder. So we're going to have 0 and 152 thousandths as our answer, as our quotient. And for our word problem on the last page of this problem set, number 5, we'll read it first for the first time through, and then we'll go ahead and annotate. Canada has a population that is about 1/10 as large as the United States. If Canada's population is 32 million, how many people live in the United States? Explain the number of zeros in your answer. So let's go back. Let's start and annotate what we know. Canada has a population that is about 1/10 as large. Let's circle that. 1/10 as large as the United States. Now I kind of want to give you a little tip. 1/10 as large also means 10 times smaller. So above where you circled, please write 10 times smaller above your circle, because we're saying that Canada has a population that is about 10 times smaller than the US. So write that down as a little kind of a hint to help us solve. We're going to continue on, and we're going to read the next sentence. It says, if Canada's population is about 32 million, let's circle that. The question says, about how many people live in the United States? Explain the number of zeros in your answer. So let's think about this. If Canada has a population that is 10 times smaller than the United States, we need to figure out what the United States is. We know that Canada is 32 million. So let's write Canada equals 32 million. So that means 32 with 6 zeros behind it. So Canada is smaller. We already determined that. So how do we figure out with 32 million how big the United States is? So if it's going to be bigger, the United States has to be bigger. We're going to have to multiply 32 million by what number do you think? We're going to multiply it by 10. Now that kind of goes back to the first couple problems that we're doing. Since we're multiplying 32 million by 10, our number should be getting bigger, and we should be adding how many zeros to the end of 32 million? We should be adding only 1 0 to 32 million because there's only 1 0 in 10. So we're going to write 32. We're going to write our 6 zeros from the problem, and we're going to add 1 more 0 since we're multiplying it by 10. So now I'm going to place my commas in the correct spot. I'm going to count backwards. 1, 2, 3 zeros, comma, 1, 2, 3 zeros, comma. So it's 320 million people in the United States. So let's go ahead and explain the number of zeros in our answer. So we're going to write a little explanation. You may copy mine. Since Canada is 10 times smaller than the USA, I added 1 0 to 32 million. We can actually write 32 and the word million. Because I multiplied it by 10, period. There's your explanation of the number of zeros in your answer. And one final thing is, besides the explanation, what we underlined, the question, we need to now kind of restate our answer using part of the question. About how many people live in the United States, I'm going to write in blue, try to squeeze it in the best you can, about 320 million people. People is not with an I. Go back. People live in the, I'm going to try to squeeze it in on the screen, USA, period. And the reason why I used the word about is because that was in the actual question. It wasn't the precise number of people. It's about 320 million people that live in the United States compared to Canada. All right. So remember, word problems not only shows our work, explain our thinking, but we also have our answer written out as a sentence or a statement. All right, that concludes lesson 2 problem set. And hopefully you are following along. And like I said in the other video, if I go too fast, you're more than welcome to hit pause so you can kind of catch up.